software incorporated for hardware mod, and also addressing some of you guys had a lot of questions about Unity when I pulled that up the last time, and we'll just see where that goes, really. Got, I could pull this preview up. There we are. Yeah, you're live
The live
too.
stream is still down for me.
Yeah, it's called 30-second intentional delay.
switched.
It goes, really. There you go.
Right.
Everything goes. There we are. We're 20 seconds live. Let's see where we are here. Hopefully we get some video going over too. I'd just be stuck on starting soon for another 30 seconds. God, I love YouTube. But at least lets me stream at 1080p 60, unlike the other ones. And there we go. We're actually getting Adam live. We've got all of our software types here, as discussed. Process, motherboard. So this could be interesting to look at. And then we have a number of suggestions we have to incorporate into our to-do list as well. We've got both everything sitting here in memory that's been suggested. We've got a number of things suggested under graphics cards. And a number of peripherals. Let's just see where we can go with it. Oh, yes, and WPC also wanted me to post, so let me just put that over there, make sure it's going live. Yeah, there we go. Now we're live on Watch People Code as well. A great place if you just want to see shit happen. Doesn't really matter what's going on. All right. So let's go over to Steam, pull up the workshop, and have a look at some of these suggestions that we've been given. Can't open the stats. Not allowed to see those. Over in our suggestions, though, see if we've covered anything on the first page. We have internal capture cards were suggested as a PCI device, so we'll just go down here. PCI and PCI Express. People had suggested capture cards.
Hey, Albino, would you be able to Skype me at the same time, muted in Skype, so that I can watch what you're doing in real time? Since we're gonna eventually do a long play.
I think there's a way to get that running. Yeah, you'll come through to the stream through the same channel. I have a submix for auxiliary audio, and all of Discord, TeamSpeak, etc. goes to it.
All right, I'm gonna.
So you'll be an auxiliary audio over there as
call?
well. Yeah, just give it a ring. Capture cards. It's on D&D, so I'll have to explicitly answer it anyways. And there we go.
Alright.
I'll just close this off and pull up this. Let's see what we can do. There's only 15 seconds of delay or so here on YouTube, but it's still a bit. I chose the minimize latency amount because I have enough upstream to support it. Right, there we go. That's probably going to give a border, but I might be able to work around that. Playback counter. Alright, so we are live. PCI and PCI Express items, graphics cards. Close off Discord. Don't need that anymore. Let's go back to Steam and see. Alright. SSDs, that was requested as a different type of storage. RAM, change cooling to its own separate category. We already have that. Oh, there's some amp hum coming through now. I don't really know why your thing does that. It'll just sound like amp hum when it tries to boost it.
It sucks. It's because I even
automatic gain control in Skype.
I disabled it. I found out how to do that. You have to do that from the audio settings.
There's a
on Windows
folder too.
No, like audio in Windows, not Skype, because Skype can do the exclusivity.
In Windows.
I disabled that, and I also disabled the exclusivity control.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's
a problem.
The reason you're hearing that hum now is because, unlike Skype, Discord can actually get rid of all my background noise.
I just work around it with the mixer. level everything out to get around it. I can route you through a compressor, which reduces it entirely. Capture cards, graphics cards, PCI Express. The one more thing that was requested, so SSDs. We already have that under storage, though, don't we? Processors, memory. No, it's no storage. Storage. To do. SSD is entirely different category, and we needed sled as entirely different category. And then once we have sleds, HDD should not unlock in 1970 because sleds will replace that. What else have we got here? We've got a few more suggestions unrecorded, I think. Go down to computers could use more features, double CPU for graphics and storage. LED lighting, different cooling techniques and size. OS different computers, cooling systems, servers. Hardware drivers, that's probably not going to happen just the way the modding system is right now. I can't make a 3... monitors should be integrated into computers, added as a feature. For later years, could dual and triple monitor setup that requires a GPU. Do I want to simplify and say that one graphics card drives one monitor? Like, I don't really... That means that Quad SLI gives you 4 motherboards, right? Or it gives you 4 monitors.
4 monitors, that's kind of unrealistic, because Quad SLI will literally give you almost like 20 monitors.
Let's see what else we got in here. Consider giving your instruments less networking. So people don't really understand that networking is hard to make. Should I just, I guess I should edit that, huh? People don't really understand the internet service that the mod has intentionally, I might add. So I guess we're gonna have to go up to motherboards and just change the way that networking works, maybe? Make it more expensive so that people don't just do it right off the bat. Because then they're like, oh, it was too easy to make, but now people are using 1 million gigabytes of my networking. Yeah, that's intentional.
That's kind of how the internet works.
Yeah, if you want to include it. Like, look at that. 5 years. It takes 5 years of dev time to add a 14K modem. Right?
Yeah.
That gets reduced to only 3 years for a 56K modem, because that's just... At that time, the technology's already there. You're just improving the speed. So maybe I'll even reduce the initial 48. 36. 36 for a broadband. Dual NIC costs 36 again, but that doubles. Cable costs 4 years. Fiber costs 7 years? 6 years? Yeah, and you know, I guess fiber can take 6 years, you know? Not really bad. Oh yeah, and then RAM. Everyone wanted memory. So I guess we should just cover memory this time? Biggest request. Otherwise, we have processor, brain of every computer. We have the graphics cards, which I think the graphics cards at this point, they could use a little bit of rewriting, but I think they're just fine. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do anything else with them as they are.
Sometimes you just gotta be careful how hard you push the envelope, because you might end up making things unnecessarily complicated for people.
I don't care if it's hard, though, if they don't want to pick those features, right?
Yeah, but then you're gonna get people complaining about things that just don't make sense. Already you're getting people complaining about networking. When most people don't seem to grasp the concept that networking is not as simple as flipping a switch. It never has been, and it probably never will be.
It's just one of those things, you know. Funny, every once in a while I have a little bit of a problem, like a device will just turn on the live stream. Really got to figure that out. I have too many cameras plugged into one computer. It just can't manage. Yeah, well, you ever tried to do live view with a DSLR?
Yeah, it works online.
Yeah, I have OBS picking it up repeatedly. Like the webcam will just enable randomly. So you'll just randomly see the webcam show up on the live stream. Just like, suddenly, webcam sitting right there. Yep. There it is again. Ah, well. What else do we got left? We got PCI storage. I guess I could do memory since so many people have asked, where's memory? Where's memory? And it's sort of just a required thing, right? But it's not as if that's going to drive interest for the mod. That's just sort of a requirement that was overlooked. It's not going to by itself make people want to use the mod. What do you think the next thing that drives interest is?
In the market? Hello?
I mean, like the next feature that should be incorporated into hardware mod to make it more appealing. Right now, we've got 10% of the people that own Software Inc. currently run hardware mod. I want to make that 50.
Well, I've already suggested adding another market. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, what would help more is to have things that require this hardware market to be there for other things to succeed.
Yeah,
so,
and they asked, like, somebody made a good point, why doesn't 2D Editor require the graphics card? And it's like, I have that down here at the bottom. Shut up, Jabber. At the bottom of my thing here.
Yeah, you'd have to make a new 2D editor, right?
To overhaul vanilla, I would have to delete and then replace each of the vanilla things with all new features that depend on the operating system, computer, graphics card, etc.
Well,
thing is, that doesn't really work. That means that there's now a licensing cost to make a 2D editor because you need to license a graphics card to make it. Does that make sense? Maybe it does.
That's... Well, technically, could you make it the license independent? Because I don't believe you need to actually have a paid license for 2D. For 3D, yes, I believe you. If you want to have like specific
the NVIDIA API, for example,
3D,
or
some of those APIs, yeah, like if you want PhysX, you either I don't know if you can program this in the game, but you could have an option where they give you sponsorship, but you can't build. So, you know, company A, who's super advanced, will give you a sponsorship, but you can't make your software compatible with company B, C, and D for the next 5 years.
There is sort of a system for that at the moment. You are meant to, with the modding system, be able to create contracts for people. It's not there yet, but you could see how that'd be interesting. Contract, make X, Y, and Z feature motherboard. Somebody literally wants an embedded system that has only these features. Nothing wrong with that.
Or this company will pay and cover all development costs if you build this with a rating of outstanding, and you'll receive a massive check, but no percentage of the profit.
Well, exactly. You just get a big amount of money, right?
Yeah, or company B will only ask you to make something great, but will give you a higher percentage of the overall earnings of the product if it exceeds that. But you don't get a big check at the end, and they'll only cover 50% of the development cost.
That could be interesting. And, oh god, did the webcam come on the live stream? How delayed is that? Like a minute?
I had to close it down
terrible.
because my bandwidth.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna have a look on my right screen. Oh wow, it's already live. I have tea, coffee, and water sitting next to me. It's great. Man, I gotta mount the camera better than that. Oh well. Just watch people code quality is like top of Twitch quality. Do I want to include something that uses the USB and peripherals already? Like, I have this large to-do list here, right? People wanted the cooling system that's built into computers and replaces the cooling system inherent in each of the components. Like, yeah, okay, makes a lot of sense. Ooh, yeah, I wanted to fix processor and move its features out. Let me have a look at processor. We have the control unit, dual core, quad core, octo core. Then we have heat spreaders that upgrade to pipes, fins. We have thermal paste, goes to a substrate to arctic paste, a predictor, fetcher, registers, caches, level 2, level 3. So doesn't really explain anything. Caches, okay. I guess we should research processor cache levels now. How L1, L2, and L3 caches work and what they are. This is a nice PDF. Whose PDF is this? I don't know.
Someone. Extreme text.
Main memory was extremely slow and incredibly expensive, but CPUs were not particularly fast. Starting in the 1980s, the gap began to widen very quickly. Microprocessor clock speeds took off, but memory access times improved far less dramatically. As this gap grew, it became increasingly clear that a new type of fast memory was needed to bridge the gap. So this is the CPU versus DRAM speed. Interesting. So 1980, there were no cache in the microprocessor, and in 1995, they added a 2-level cache. So I need to change my levels here. Caches did not start until way after 1980. So in this case, 1985 is a cache. One cache. As memory, as much as memory access times. Continue, no. As processor clock speeds continue to increase, memory access time has been lagging behind. Caches were added to allow the processor to make less round trips to the memory. So we'll increase the innovation and stability. We'll increase everything because these are, frankly, very good upgrade caches. And then we'll add the 2-level cache. So 2-level cache was added after upgrades from cache. It is this is the 2nd level cache. 2nd level of cache that uses a most frequently used list to keep note of things that are important. Where the 1st level is changed to a first in, first out register. And this is fairly accurate, so let's change this to 1995. The dev time is 15. This is physical design. Ability 4, usability 10, innovation 10. What other information do we have here? CPU caches are small pools of memory, blah, 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 blah. A cache miss means the CPU has to go find the data otherwise. Hit rates, constant L1, increasing L2. Okay. Intel and AMD both field cache hit rates 95% or higher. Every CPU contains a specific set of RAM collect tag RAM. The tag RAM is a record of all memory locations that can map to any region of the cache. The opposite side, we have direct mapped caches. A direct map is a cache where each cache block can contain one and only one block of main memory. This can be searched extremely quickly, but it maps 1-to-1. It has a low hit rate. So it doesn't really matter if your cache size gets bigger, your hit rate is going to hardly increase. And it's based on the additional memory pool. So the amount of system memory you have directly correlates to the impact of performance in your cache. The L1 cache has a nanosecond access latency and 100% hit rate. So that's 100 nanoseconds. Assuming the cache was 99%. every 100 sits on L2, which is 10 NS. Oof. Wow, so each of these increases in cache hit rates is actually almost an exponential increase on the speed of the CPU accessing everything.
Yeah, but there is a technical limit, though. We have hit the cap, so to speak, right now, right?
Well, it's a diminishing return, so you can get a 96% hit rate, but doubling your cache might only give you an extra 0.25% of hit rate. It's a diminishing return.
Now, if if Intel or AMD decide, you know what, we're gonna have a gigabyte of cache,
it won't do anything.
If they could pull it off,
the amount of data that you actually access repeatedly are system instructions, like how do I move the mouse, how do I make a sound, those kind of. We've
already saturated, and that's already been set to a predetermined bandwidth saturation.
That's all really small. Like that fits in the 64K level 1 cache or level 2 cache, right? All of those instructions. Us having a gig of level 2 cache won't necessarily make it any faster. It's again a diminishing return. So a third level of cache. Third level of cache simply maintains a lookup table between the second level of cache and the physical address space. This decreases access time and round trip time. And this will be a feature that comes out in, I don't know when level 3 came out, honestly. L3 cache release date. When did a processor come out with a... Apparently Nehalem was one of the first L3 caches.
That was only, what, 2008?
7.
Close,
what about
right?
The Ivy Bridge? Yep. So the Ivy Bridge is fairly new. See, here we go.
Yeah, 2013.
The article on CPU cache. Cache entry structure. Oh, this is literally cache information. This is not useful. Theta associative cache. Addressable translation. Thank you, Wikipedia. Multi-level caches. The fundamental trade-off between cache latency and hit rate. Larger caches have a better hit rate but longer latency. Many computers thus use multiple levels of cache, with a small fast cache backed up by a larger slow cache. You access the fastest cache. If it hits, proceed. If the smaller cache misses, go to the next fastest cache. So you could create more levels even. Some processors have many is used as 3 price-sensitive designs use the entire cache on chip. By 2010, they used off-chip caches. L4 cache already exists, really? So 95 was the first L3 cache via that table. Which means that I need to move L2 cache to 1990 and cache level 1 of cache to 1985. Okay with that. The Itanium 2 has 6 megs of unified L3 on-die cache. The AMD Phenom 2 had 6 meg of on-die unified L3 cache. The Intel Core i7 used 8 meg of cache. And all Haswell CPUs have an Intel Iris Pro graphics with 128 meg of E DRAM that is a slow L4 cache. Huh. Okay, so Intel Core i7 having 8 meg of on-die cache. So I could make a research upgrade for third level, right?
Yeah.
It is on die, on chip memory. This is a research. It integrates the third level directly onto the chip, reducing the access time dramatically. That'll be a feature of 2000. Take a considerable amount of time, will be innovative and extremely useful and stable. So research is from the third level. And I have to say that these are vital features as well. Otherwise, the CPU will never build them. In fact, all levels of caches should probably be vital because they significantly increased the speed of processors over the years. All right. And that will count as fixing processors. Now I can get them the hell out of my to-do list and see if the game even launches it. Launching Software Inc. Alright, new game. I haven't caused a loading issue yet. Interesting. Let's start in 2010 and just see what happens.
Company name here. That's like the best company, dude.
I know, right? Alright. Now that we've loaded in, let's look at our... Oh! Ooh, look at the processor. There's a number of features, and they all work.
That is good.
All of the research features work, too. I think somebody's actually bought all of these features by now. I didn't expect the math unit to get so messed up like that. APU is 7% royalties, goddamn.
Damn. Of your total profit earned on it?
Yeah, so look, if I include power efficiency, a divider, an APU, and on-chip memory, since other people own all those royalties, that's 17% total profit as royalties.
You need to literally make money hand over fist.
And that'll take 17 years with a team of 54 people. But you will sell 150 million of them. Alright, let's check out motherboards and see if they're as screwy. Motherboards, they don't have straight lines anymore. I'm gonna have to fix that a little. I'm gonna put PS2 under the CPU socket, and that'll be fine. Actually, I'm gonna put PS2 as low as PCI slots. So let's fix that up a little. Motherboards, let's take PS2. Take it all the way down to PCI. Put it underneath all of the SLIs. This is the thing, you gotta manually position all of the features in a certain order to make the chart look good. They'd make a better way for that. Actually, it doesn't matter what day I go into, let's just go 1980. So computers look fine, except it would be nice if their lines weren't so fucked.
Yeah, that'd probably help.
That's operating system. That's not my problem.
Oh well.
That's the game's problem itself. All right, let's look at my computer. No, my computer's fine. Hard drive needs some upgrades though, and I could definitely put it under graphics card. How about processor? Yeah, that's better. Processor almost has straight lines all the way down. The exception being that math unit could get another upgrade. Have a look at motherboards. Motherboards are perfectly fine until the patents come out. Patents really screw them up. I guess I have to go to 2010 and see that it works from there. So if I start in 2010 again, just load up. Do. There we go, 2010. So 2010 says that due to patents, a computer has no patents, whatever. A processor has, has a number of patents that screw up the entire chart. So I guess for computers, I'm gonna have to put math unit at the top. Yeah, math unit's gonna have to be at the top of the chart. Then it'll be fine though. So math unit, whoops, processor, math unit, and the upgrade underneath it, the divider, the parallel math, and the APU will all boink. And where am I going to put them? At the top above the control unit. So a processor apparently includes a math unit before a control unit, whatever. This is just to make it look good in the tree. There's only so much you can do. I think motherboards, processor, graphics card. Graphics cards look fine. They need more upgrades, but I honestly don't know what to do to them. Motherboards.
More features, really.
Motherboards look fine. Yeah, and I mean, that's a fair thing.
I mean, you have hyper-threading, right?
As a... Yeah, but not
as a
about
feature
graphics
for the
cards.
CPU. No, I'm talking about the CPU.
Yeah, the CPU has...
multi-threading.
It has parallel math and other things that are considered multi-threading without being hyper-threading.
Something like that.
Look at cases. Cases have nothing on them. I should probably fix that, huh? Although, really, what does a case have? Lighting? Like, you know what I mean? What the hell would a case have that it doesn't already have? It just has a front panel, a side panel, a back panel, and those panels are upgradable, sure, but they would require certain motherboard features, maybe? Like, I don't know how I would write those dependencies, right? The way the game is right now. Well, let's see. Motherboard was fixed, processor was fixed, the server stuff has been rebalanced. To-do list is getting a lot lower. Capture cards, people keep asking for them, but other mods address them already. So I don't know if I want to do that.
I think. Oh wait, what are they asking for?
Capture cards.
Yeah, but people want to
installed on the computer.
Yeah, but people like having as little mods as possible in games that cause conflicts. You know what I mean?
So I should just replace other people's mods entirely.
Well, not replace, but expand on it. Don't just copy pasta.
No,
so
but that's the thing. They have a
cards,
capture
HD.
card. Mine would have like 500 features because that's just the way I write these devices,
then
right?
Then just do it.
Just fuck them.
It's not really
I guess there's
fuck
no
them.
choice, huh?
It's not really a fuck them or not. It's just you're integrating every possible feature.
Yeah.
And if you go above and beyond, then that's their problem, not yours.
Their problem that they didn't have those features to begin with, I guess. Because again, this game as it is right now does not support directly integrating with other people's mods. So, the little hoop, you just got to do it. Of course, graphics card, I didn't give a specific number, so it's right in the middle of the goddamn thing. Although I should probably do something to level it out a little better. Yeah, all my stuff is in category hardware, so my stuff should list down at the bottom of people's software types list, hopefully. Otherwise, just be too like their existing ones. It'd get in the way. Ooh, we've got a message here on YouTube. What is this? Yeah, see? You make some valid points. Thing is,
what did he say?
I'm not sure. He made some points about cases, the fact that floppy drives, you know, all sorts of ports, USB ports, microphone, headset, etc. But I'm not sure how you integrate that without directly relying on the royalties of a motherboard. Or not royalties, but the license costs. You'd have to license a motherboard to design your case. Is that a thing? Because the dependency system means you have to choose a motherboard if you make a case. Doesn't make as much sense that way, right? Because I need the motherboard to have audio for those audio ports on the case to matter. Because you could sell somebody a case with USB ports where the motherboard doesn't have USB. How does that work, right? Rear panel, front panel. So front panel could get upgrades like front panel audio, front panel USB. I suppose, yeah, okay. That's valid. I should just include it. So let's go and take, we need a dependency from motherboard. So let's go dep, dependency, motherboard, audio. Audio, PC speaker 5.1 audio is the first actual audio system apparently. Oh well. Front panel audio requires from the computer 5.1 audio from the motherboard. The feature that adds 6.
Wait, the first gen should only require stereo.
I didn't make a stereo audio apparently. I made PC speakers and then 5.1 audio.
Then you should have the first one require PC speakers, implying that it needs that. And then the second gen is, 5.1. And how high did you go up the ladder with audio? Did you go all the way to 11.1 or just 7.1?
It goes 7.1 and then 4D.
4D, are you referring to like
apparently their computer makes smells at them if they want to make that, if they want to research that.
Well, the thing is here, alright, I would say for 4D, describe it as by what's the word I'm looking for? Binaural hearing music. Like, alright, so this sounds really weird.
Real positioning.
You know how the real positioning, like, I've heard it test and seen and read where they use really advanced algorithmic displacement on your audio. You don't have to do anything, it's done for you. And it pans the audio through your room in such a way that you can legitimately hear where everything's coming from.
Yeah, I've listened to some Barno podcasts, and it's very interesting to be able to hear, because the human ear will replicate based on that small delay between left and right, exactly where people are in a room. Really interesting. Universal bus.
Yep. The binaural recording I was referring to, I didn't get to hear it, but I read about it. You could feel like the bass line like in your chest, and we're talking from a speaker system that was maybe like $1,200. Like, it does something to, it processes the audio in such a way that it sounds like a whole different level of experience in your music, which is really cool. The Oculus Rift actually has that same technology, believe it or not.
Ah, somebody just showed up and said, I love your mod. Thanks, buddy.
Senpai loves you too.
I know, right? So let's see what we got here. We got Universal Bus descriptions again. Universal Bus ports at the front of a computer. ... Not even going to continue explaining that they're more accessible.
Hey, could I make a suggestion for
what's that?
how to expand this mod more?
Eh.
Well, since you may as well just start rebuilding the vanilla game to make this
That is a separate mod. That is the hardware overhaul, because people want that as a separate mod.
All right, so I was gonna make some suggestions for the hardware. Overall mod.
Yeah, the idea, they wanted like a rewrite mod eventually.
Well, I'd like to help with it, you know? So I would suggest for the rewrite mod, you should add kernels. Like, legitimately build a kernel as a market.
Oh, yeah. Because for Linux, if I design everything with Linux as the forethought, and then leave Windows as a whatever NT kernel, right? They are a kernel, they just don't have the normal movement that Windows does.
Yeah, but you could also have it so that you could build a really, really cleanly polished OS and just license the kernel from another company.
I will put a divider. Someone made a good point, is that can I make any of the hardware not show up under software? And the thing is, I can't. But somebody had suggested that you put a divider, just a blank item, $0, no features, can't make it, just called hardware, to separate out the list from other mods, right? So I'm probably going to do that, just to make it easier for people to access it. Because it turns out people that use my hardware mod turn off the vanilla game. So the rewrite mod, the overhaul, sorry, might not be that bad. That might be a thing that people welcome. But again, that's why I'm going to do it as a separate mod in case people don't want it. Monitors, cases were overhauled. Later, make 2D and 3D require sufficient graphics cards. That's where I'm going to go with it eventually, but let's just go off to GitHub. We got to push our changes, make them go live, right? I'm going to be releasing version 0.8 of hardware mod probably at the end of this cast, so in an hour a bit or 2 hours, whatever we end up going to, right? And that will encompass all the features we've gone through, unless, of course, anyone here on the stream wants to test it, which it'll be available for people that want to. And anyone that comes through the Watch People code will also be able to see the option to test the code early. Let's see, with motherboards, I moved PS2 further down the feature table. With processors, I rewrote the cache levels, the cache level features. With graphics cards, I did not do anything. Just uncheck that. And PC cases, added front panel, audio, and USB. The sync. The left, we've got storage left. Obviously, the SSDs and the sleds that people have asked for. Got a few more PCI devices. You guys asked, did I make capture cards? Yeah, okay. Actually, you know what? What do you think we should do first out of all this? Capture cards now, probably, because it won't be too bad?
Yeah.
So let's take a copy of, I think cases are my least features right now.
Say that last part again?
Take a copy of cases. And I'm going to make a new thing here called capture card. And we'll list it under, since there's no PCI devices section, I'll just list it under storage for now. The new file. Ooh, that's how the new file thing does, huh? Enter the path for the new file. That is the path, but how do I give it a name? Oh, you just... I like this Atom editor a lot. Thanks to the person that pointed out I should be using it.
You're welcome.
There we go, capture card. Alright, so now that we've created this new capture card file, right, here's a good question. What kind of capture card? Capture card does not require video, does it? You could have an audio capture card, couldn't you? Or is that just not suggested? Like, do people not reference? Do they think a capture card is only video? Always? How does that work exactly? I can make different categories of capture cards, but to unlock is 92 due to the requirement of a PCI port. Timescale, retention is there, iterative is there. I have only one category for now. So the required feature of a capture card is a PCI interface. So let's go to graphics card and just copy those out. Then, what else will this require? Obviously, forced is, it should be forced. True. Vitally is false. It's forced. PCI Express is vital. Alright. These are our base features. Leave them like that. Capture card. What features would a capture card have as a base feature? What are we going to say the format of a capture card is? Is it going to be a number of cores and an amount of memory? Or is it going to be a processor that upgrades? What's that going to look like as a tree? I guess we'll start out with PCI interface. So we have the PCI interface and the PCI Express interface. We have also SD capture, which... What? Components of a capture card. Google this. What exactly... Oh, that's a good point. They were called TV tuners at one point, and it matters not only what they plug into. Let's go look at the features of one of these and see.
But the requirements that they needed to work well.
Yeah. So, okay, here we go. Wait, these are not specifications. I thought they were. Wow. The other technical details of this capture card is its item number, its weight, etc. Stunning 1080p quality. God damn it. Go to Newegg. Let's look up a internal capture card. I'm trying to look at the specs to see what the technological advancements of a PCI capture card would be, you know? Here we go. A no-name brand, high definition capture card. Look at the specs. StarTech. So it has a DVI and HDMI, component video, VGA, and S-video external input. Jeez. Works with PCI Express. Features. There are no features. So what differentiates one capture card from another? Max FPS and max resolution? That's it?
Yeah.
Where the hell are the features?
You're trying to look up old cards that are no longer relevant is the problem.
Even new ones, there's no features. They just, oh, it does 1080p 60. That's the best
Well,
consumer card.
Unless if you're talking about like a hot-pitch DVR.
Yeah, see, like here's the Evermedia.
That one has all the specs you'll want.
Here's an Evermedia.
Like there you go.
All it does
as long
is
as
it does 1080p 60.
Actually, it doesn't. Does it?
Yeah. Oh no, it'll pass through 1080p 60 and record 1080p 30.
Wait, so it'll let you play at that resolution, but chop the frame rate in half.
Yes. While it's saving.
Awesome.
So again, like the feature seems to only be, oh no, look at that. So you could have an onboard codec encoder.
Yep.
And
so you gotta have H.265 though.
Yeah, it's
you
gonna
gotta add
that eventually. Oh, and there's a certain DirectX support as well? How does that work? It can also have its own share of memory. Huh. I'm a little confused. It's as if that card came with a processor of its own.
It doesn't not. I mean, it technically has one, sort of.
Here's the Hapaj Colossus. This has got to be the good one.
That's not the one I'm thinking about. That's actually not the right one. Let me send you the one I'm talking about.
The Colossus does AC3 encoding, a bitrate up to 20 megabits. It'll record at 1080p 60. Included software. I don't want to do bundled software with hardware because there's no direct dependencies and it'll just get a mess. People will just bundle every software with every hardware. Yeah, link me something. Any PCI device.
This is not PCI, but this is the real thing you want. External, and this is the go-to that everyone uses for recording.
Oh, the HDPV. I had one of these. It was shit. It crapped out on me immediately. I was just unlucky, I guess. I don't know.
Oh, tiny eye. See, the thing is now, a lot of people use, like...
30, not 60, interlaced frames.
That was advanced for 2010, I suppose.
It was. 1080p was hard. 1080i was easier. And nobody knew the difference. It was still 1080. Only people that knew the difference. So really, the resolutions are what you're capturing, and the frame rates are what you're capturing.
Is there anything more advanced? Like, I don't really follow the capture card market because I thought that trend kind of died.
I thought so too.
Because today's consoles can technically just record to Twitch.
Yeah, there's no reason to have these, really.
And today's consoles can be plugged into your PC, and you can just record and play from your PC. In fact, that's what some of my favorite YouTubers do now. They'll plug in their Xbox One wirelessly over the network to their PC, open the Xbox app, and have Fraps ready, and record the actual game footage in PC native 1080p. And it's 60 FPS unless the game is not 60 FPS.
Yeah.
That's what you should pretty much build it up as. With the final generation being done as software rather than hardware.
Because it's like, I guess the capture card will go from 720p to 1080i to and 1080i has a research to 1080p. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not really any other way I can go about it. I don't think. Let's say the jump to HD is going to be considerable, and the jump to the next HD is going to be considerable as well. And then from 1080i,
we got 1080
research that gives you 1080p.
So you'll release, your version 3 product and then come out with the 3.5 plus deluxe edition that does 1080p.
Interlaced frames suck.
Oh wow.
I'm not gonna put that in.
But that's an accurate description, is it not?
Consider researching 1080p. ... And then 1080p is because interlaced frames suck. There we go. We'll go unlock times for each of these. When did 720p video become a thing? 2000?
720p? No, dude.
No.
720p wasn't a thing until the broadcast regulations of like 2006. So 2008.
Right, but computers is not.
Oh, computers, and that's still like 2006.
Right.
Because if we're talking about the 720p, we need to talk about when did that become popular in video format on PCs?
720p resolution PC. 1280 by 720.
Which, actually, I think I know something.
Release date. Release date 720p.
I was just gonna look
on
at this.
720p. Yeah.
I found something that might also.
Something.
Here. Here's an article to every display resolution ever made.
Right, but I don't have the release dates. That's the big thing that's getting
It comes with the release date too.
Nice. All right. Go have a look. Display resolution. Yeah, where are the release dates? Yeah, considerations, current standards, computer monitors, 2000s. Here we go. As of 2002, extended graphics was the standard. Availability of LCD monitors at a 5x4 resolution in the 21st century's CAD users getting 1600 by 1200 UXGA. Wow. Yeah, no, these are based on the most standard resolution, not based on what was available, which is unfortunate. Monitors built to the 720p standard are not unusual among home media. That's all it lists. And it lists that 2560 by 1600 WQXGA was already released in 2007. So that gives us a fair ballpark. We know that 720 happened somewhere between 2002 and 2007, apparently. That's interesting. So, I can say that 720p recording happened in 2002. I can say that 1080i happened in 2004 because I think that's greater than 1080p recording right there. 2560 by 1600 is greater than 1080p, and that happened in 2007. 1080p happened in 2006. The frame rates. Oh yeah, of course. What am I doing? 1080i needs to upgrade to for what is it? 2560p? What it is? 4K resolution.
480i, 576i.
2160p. That's what it was.
Yeah. Oh, that's but that's legitimate 4K though. No, it's not. I'm sorry. There's 4K UHD
4K
and then there's
wide. Yeah.
Legit 4. It's only 192 pixels shorter though.
That's the funny part. So I'm gonna make it a research again.
Because right now the latest thing that's being researched is 8K UHD, which is 4320p.
Yeah, what happened there is that I'm going to take 1080i and make it upgradable to 1080p because interlaced frames suck. Sorry if that was confusing that I had both of them there. Somebody was just asking, like, what's going on? Why do you have this thing here? I think...
Wait, what the hell? Dude,
that?
NHK built the first 4K camera in 2001.
Yeah, Japan's pretty cool.
Too bad that they literally sat on their ass and did nothing with it.
No,
and
no. People were recording movies in 4K. But it takes, the release, the delay is 4 years at the time. 5K cameras and 6K cameras, like NHK has 5K broadcast. Not just cameras, broadcast.
Yeah, but doesn't Japan not still do 4K broadcast TV though?
They do in some places, but you gotta remember that
the majority of the content is still not 4K.
Exactly, so it doesn't really matter. Real 4K resolution. 3840 by 2160.
Dude, get this though.
4096 by 2160.
The UHD TV prototype that they showed off in 2003 used an array of 16 HD TV recorders to create a capacity of almost 3.5 terabytes that could only capture up to 18 minutes of test footage.
That's the problem.
And the camera was using two CCD sensors. Oh my god, dude.
It's an interesting
Oh,
issue.
wait,
right?
oh, sorry, no, four. It had 2 for green and 1 for red and blue. And then use the pixel offset to bring the resolution to 8K.
Yes, we do have 8K standard already.
Don't we have a
UHD.
standard for up to 10K though?
No, this is currently theoretically.
Theoretic though.
But 8K UHD is our highest standard right now. It is only useful at 52 inches or larger.
Yeah, but my roommate's TV is like 62 inches. That would be perfect.
8K is only useful at that speed or larger.
Holy dude, get this! In 2007, they did a test with the upgraded camera, right?
Yeah.
At 8K UHD, 60 FPS with a compression ratio of 250 megabits per second, MPEG 2.
That's MPEG 2. They had to go down in quality significantly to get it there.
Yeah, but that 8K footage still looks better than.
Yeah, which is fair. You have more pixels.
Compression is still really high, but in theory, that 8K image today would be comparable to a 2.5K image. Still better than most cameras on the market.
I suppose frame rates, right? From frame rates, we'll have, no, not from frame rates, dependent on frame rate, Deb. We'll have the option of 24, 30, 50, 60, right?
Shizuoka University in February 2012 made an 8K sensor that can shoot video at 120 FPS.
When do you think 24p recording for the computer came out?
From probably like 2001, 2002, like fairly recent. Because back then games still couldn't really go above 20 FPS really until like 2003, right?
2000. 2002 is my 720p, so 2002 can also be 24 standard. 2001 can be 24 standard.
Did anyone have a computer at the time that could play Halo 1 at max resolution 60 FPS?
No.
Exactly. Didn't matter. I mean, it was smooth enough.
Alright, and then the frame rates, I'm gonna say that 24 and 30 are considered vital. Slightly better for smooth motion. Slightly better for smooth motion. Will unlock in 2002 the 30 FPS standard because it's a higher bitrate. It is less stable than a 24. More usable.
See, I almost forgot this. You remember that the 2014 FIFA World Cup is archived in 4K, right? NHK lent out their cameras and had the entirety of the FIFA World Cup in 4K.
That's fair. A direct upgrade to smooth motion.
Canadian serial entrepreneur F. Ozen became the first broadcaster to provide 4K linear channel and VOD content to North America. Canada should not have beat us.
Well, you guys are kind of shit at everything.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say that HAL's 50 FPS replaces 24, and that NTSC's 60 FPS replaces 30, since they can both still be downscanned to their respective frame rates.
Yeah. Actually, wait, no. 50 should replace 25, remember? They didn't use 25p. They didn't use 24p in Europe. Only now have they realized how dumb they were to add an extra frame.
Their downscan is really annoying. It's really, really bad to do a 3-2 pull.
Didn't Europe basically abandon 50p anyway now?
Yeah, it was their idea of 60p.
It was really dumb.
I don't really know why this exists. Put that right there. to come out before 60p, and it's going to be very confusing and
50p, you need to make it have a really harsh def.
It's
So
innovative. Just dies.
useless. So get this. NHK and Mitsubishi Electric made an HEVC encoder for the 8K Ultra HD TVs.
That's nice. You need it.
So that's where super high vision comes from. So this allows a main 10 profile level 6.1 to decode 10-bit video at 60 FPS 8K.
See, that's legit.
It has 17 3G SDI inputs and uses 17 boards for parallel processing, with each board encoded in a row of 7680 by 256 pixels to allow for real-time video encoding in hardware.
Yeah, that could be interesting on its own right. Let me just see if capture cards work. And I haven't killed the simulator yet. No, I already... game doesn't launch.
Xbox One supports 4K video output at 7.1 surround sound.
720p HD apparently doesn't exist right now. How did I screw that up?
Oh. By not doing it right.
I did something wrong here. 720p HD. What's wrong? 720p upgrades to 1080i. Oh. Right, okay. I can depend on it. I cannot replace it because I'm using research. It's one of those fun little... It won't give you an error. You just won't ever know what went wrong. There we go. Just some of the research things are a little broken right now.
I'm gonna have to say I'm very impressed though with 8K UHD.
It's a good format.
It has a multiplex capacity of 91.8 megabits per second with a signal rate of 91, but it uses MPEG-4 AVC H.264, dude. And it's still... That's impressive that they've been able to saturate it like that.
Yeah. Alright, so let's take SD resolution and load it up. And again, anyone that's watching that wants to put their input into hardware mod, please do. Just speak up in the chat and I'll do what I can to incorporate what, you know, into it. Because that's what I'm doing right now. I'm just... wow, I spelt resolution wrong. Just map up again and see what happens. I have to keep relaunching, because Cornell didn't give another way to test it yet. Besides just relaunching the game.
I'd say give it some time, and he's probably gonna have hot swapping.
1080i to motherboard, but 720p doesn't exist. That's because I'm looking for motherboard. It should be capture card. Whoops. Alright, I'm gonna have to fix that in a few places because I copied that line everywhere.
God damn it, England. God damn it. England is still supporting 4K at 50p.
It's a problem. It always has.
But they also supports 59.94p.
Okay, there's a reason that that's supported. A lot of monitors have a 50 hertz refresh rate, or LCDs with a 12 millisecond delay. A 12 millisecond delay means you can only refresh at 59.94. The IPS monitor I have right now has that problem. It cannot do 60 hertz unless you do NVIDIA's display overclocking, which is only supported by certain monitors and certain graphics cards combinations.
Which is equally dumb.
It's super silly.
Alright, so how's the market looking now?
Yeah, let's go look at the market. I just loaded it up. Let's get... wanted to look at capture cards, right? Boom, capture cards. Hey, look at that chart. With the exception of... you know, actually, look at that. I think something's broken. I think either 50 or 60 is currently relying directly on frame rate. Alright, well, let's add a motherboard. There's only one motherboard, apparently, that's ever been made. It was made in 2005.
And it's made all the money.
it's one motherboard with the feature I need, which is PCI. Apparently, that motherboard does not have PCI Express.
Wait, how do you get to 2160p then? How do you get to 4K if it literally
PCI
needs
Express? That needs to require
without PCI, which requires 1080i. Wait, where's your 1080p? Where's the 1080? It broke, dude.
1080p is a research that's missing at the moment. You see how it's really easy to break the current modding system?
Exceedingly easy. Hold up one moment. I think my roommate's back.
Motherboard with... Yeah, exactly. See, somebody just pointed out the same problem, which is like the audio and motherboards being really lazy. I think the AI sometimes just chooses not to invest in features because they need to hit a quota of a certain amount of releases, which maybe, right? But I don't know. 720p HD goes from SD resolution. That's fine. SD resolution upgrades to 720p. 720p upgrades to 1080i. 1080i researches to 1080p. 2160p upgrades from 1080i. 2160p UHD upgrades from... I think I gotta get rid of UHD.
Wait, how is UHD an upgrade? UHD is a downgrade from Cinema 4K.
Yeah.
Why do we...
double? Because we added a double. Then on frame rate, one of these is screwed. So 24 requires frame rate. 50 also requires... Oh. 50 requires 24. 30 requires frame rate. 60 requires 30. That was our broken dependency line. So now if we relaunch, the dep line should be a little better for capture cards. Let's load up 2010 again, and we'll see that no motherboards were created by the AI because they're cool dudes. They'll make like 2 motherboards the entire game. It leaves the market too open to players, and then they're able to make $1 million just on one motherboard. Or not a million, 100 million. So again, let's go down to capture card, right? There we go. All the lines are sort of straight. Select all. Oh, I can't select anything yet. There are 2 motherboards, one consumer motherboard and one server motherboard. And they have PCI Express. There we go. 2160p with all the frame rates. So you see how 720p stays? Yeah. I think that's valid, right? Because a card that can do all of those things is useful. Look at the license cost for that motherboard. $70,000. Holy crap. Is that realistic? You know what?
No.
Well, if you're selling the capture card for $150 and your market size is 87 mil, I think you can afford $65,000 in licensing.
This is implying that you already have the money.
Well, if you don't have the money, why are you making a capture card? You should be making an introduction piece into the market, like a peripheral.
You should, like a notepad.
You should be a shitty software developer if you don't have $1 billion. Nah. I can't be that rude. I guess there's not really an upgrade for PCI Express, is there, right? I just need to reduce the dev times of a few of these things a little, because they're not direct replacements. 50 FPS requires a bunch of extra dev time for no reason. 6. I have to reduce each of the innovation and everything else consecutively. 24 FPS frame rate is the standard. Oh, I said 2160p took... I'm okay with that one taking 3 years by itself, right? 1080p should probably be just 2 years. That should be less again. 1080i is 1.5 years to be easier. 720p is a year. SD is 3 months, because all the original stuff, 3 months, 3 months, 3 months. PCI Express is going to add another 3 months. And I think I'll reduce the iteration, the retention, and the popularity a little. Alright. You know what? Let's go through here. What we're going to do now... Whoops. We're going to run a simulation, okay? We're going to load up to 2010. We're just going to see what the market does.
Well,
we got to see that people actually create, or that people create these devices, the AI, over time, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm going to do is a simulation. Let's go to all software, turn the speed up to max, sort by active users, and we'll just see what sells. Because that's where we're going to have to balance, right? So immediately we can see, look at the most popular things. One operating system, one motherboard, one processor, one computer, one monitor. That's sort of realistic, isn't it? For the start of electronics, 1980. There's like one popular case, one popular sports game apparently, and one popular hard drive. Look at how many active users each of those things has, though. That's insane. 1.5 million for each thing. Could be right back while the simulation runs, and you can blather on about whatever the hell you want.
Alright, boyos. Watch that simulation go.
Right, be right back on the screen, and we are back.
Welcome back.
Yark. No. Of course, snow. See what was created at the end of that cycle, though. Hey, let's see. There were a number of computers. Whoa, 3 computers. That doesn't seem right. 5 computers without any even like motherboard being sold. Glorious PC master race. Hey man, you know what? Maybe I do want to piss on the console community. I mean, I do have what, 1/10 of the Software Inc. community already using the mod. I don't think they use consoles.
Oh, well.
Something about this PC-only game tells me that they only use a PC. Oh, there's something wrong with this market, though. There should not be 7 computers at the top of the market. Look at this. Or wait, that's a consumer motherboard. So there's 2 computers at the top of the market right here, sharing 3.5 and 4.5 million users. What motherboard are they each using? Maybe they're both using the same motherboard. Let me just have a look at that, because I'm going to have to reduce the computer's profit if that's not the case. It's just clearly too overpowered. Okay, let's go adjust computers again. The completed computer needs to be less profitable. Reduce their timescales significantly, and the retention and everything is okay. But we've got some of these features are too high in dev time. So what do we add to computers to make them like that recently? There's the out-of-band management, which is a high dev time inclusive feature for a server. We have the remote control panel. Oh, right. Okay, I made a lot of these features cost for a server. Yeah, see, that's the thing, is that most stuff and some other mods include capture cards, among other things, so I thought that, you know, we'd run into a little bit of a problem with that. But turns out if I name my things a certain way, they're not going to overlap, so that's nice. Hard drive, graphics card, dual graphics takes 7, triple graphics is 11, quad graphics is 14. 15. Watchdog is 4. That should reduce the cost of computers a little bit. Because again, like, the computer shouldn't make you all your money. The motherboard should, right? And the motherboard should be sold when you sell your computer. That's how it should work, but that's not how it works right now. Again, going back to our to-do list, Control-Shift-M shows us the markdown on the right. We've got graphics cards, capture cards, which are new processors and cooling systems. We have the motherboard, processor, memory, storage, PCI Express, graphics card, and capture card. Storage should probably be... that's fine, it can be right there. Computers, we forgot as well cases. There's not really anything we can do to them. We do lighting and other bling. To do fan controls and thermodials. I don't know what you want to call them. And dial indicators. I suppose the PCI and Universal Bus peripherals. Monitors need to have some more things. Should they be sold with computers? I mean, that might cause problems if we do it that way.
I think it could be done separately, huh?
Yeah. Thank you for noting that. The Be Right Back was sort of stuck on the screen. I need to fix my scenes. Thanks. Yeah, let's see what we got here. Looking again back at our to-do list and our number of... Maybe I should just release these updates. Let's see. That was not an update, so discard change. Discard change. This is capture cards are a new thing. Computers have been, let's see. Another futile attempt at balancing computers. And then let's add capture cards to computers now. There are graphics. They require a graphics card. Sort of fair, right?
Yeah. I found out something rather funny about Japan because I was reading a little bit about Tokyo 42.
Oh god, what happened?
In Japan, hospitals don't have 449 floors, as the number 4 and 9 refer to death, and 9 refers to agony or torture.
That's kind of interesting. I guess that's a thing.
Also, maternity wards are not allowed to have a room number 43, because that is the word. It's 43 in Japanese is very close to the word stillbirth.
Wow. Those are funny little side things.
When your country bases their entire logic on stupidity.
Well, that's not just Japan. A lot of Asian countries believe extremely strongly in number theory. Certain numbers hold certain power. They do.
But
they
42 is the secret of the universe, so why do we ban 42 then?
It's more like hard to explain. For China, for example, it's really bad to have a phone number with a whole bunch of 4s in it. It just is. Funny thing. So you have to pay attention to, like, depending on who your clientele is, what you want to use. Ooh. Let's see if capture card. Capture card requires a graphics card, but it doesn't look like it worked. Let's select.
Oh,
whoa.
Wow.
Look at that motherboard. 30 million active users.
That's
$5 billion in profit. Well, Fist
that's a little
Studios with the
unrealistic.
Tech X.
That's a little unrealistic, mate.
I think that is the... Yeah, look at that. That was the only motherboard made in the last 4 years. That's not
No one
unrealistic
else.
if the market has that big of a gap.
Yeah, but
You're
our
the only
market's
motherboard
not
with
based like
features.
that.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, man. So the motherboard's gonna have to get dumbed down a little.
The motherboard is too up.
Motherboard. Also, the capture card is still not in the right place.
Super hot. Super hot.
This should require a capture card, and this should require from computer graphics card. Graphics card. See if that works. There's certain ways you have to order things to make them show up, and it's a little funky sometimes. Again, Cornell, please, I love your modding system. Needs a little bit more in it. Let's try a capture card now. It needs to be at least 92, so let's try the year 2000. You don't need to go all the way to the year 2010 at least. So, simulating the market and creating a computer with a motherboard. The most recently released motherboard was 1992, and none of the motherboards that I want have any market. What the hell? Something just went really bad with that generation there, apparently. I don't even know what happened. None of these motherboards have PCI interface. What? Capture cards are not available on the market. Am I missing something? It requires a motherboard. Select a motherboard. Oh, nobody made a capture card. Well, okay. Should I just make the company that makes graphics cards make capture cards?
Oh, sure.
Yeah, why not?
Holy crap, dude. Steam blew up with VR.
Oh, yeah. Steam is intensely VR now. It's quite funny to look at that.
Everything on the front page is VR.
You gotta remember
Job
the HTC
simulator
thing is gonna be there soon. Vive.
I mean, yeah, until it crashes and burns like everything else HTC has made. I'm a little confused at the game Job Simulator, though.
Are there capture cards now? Look at the motherboards. Select the motherboard. There is one motherboard with PCI. Okay, more than a year. I'm okay with this. Now let's look at the market. What is the top selling everything? The top selling everything is a monitor from 97, a computer, a server from 97, a monitor from 96, a motherboard, a computer from 97. So let's have a look at this computer. What features does it have that makes it so good? It uses a decent motherboard, a processor, a graphics card, a case, and some storage. No capture card though, huh? It's gonna be fun to rebalance the market with the addition of more software types.
Dude, there's a Google product for VR on Steam.
That's funny. Why is it on Steam?
Tilt brush, and it's $30. It's not free.
Okay. Tilt brush is Google's literal, like, how to create a model in 3D. It's weird. It's like a drawing game, I guess you could call it. It's for the HTC Vive because it requires the controllers. Doesn't just work.
LOL.
I think
so Valve has a free thing too, the lab.
I guess we can progressed as far as we need to on hardware mod for now. The lab is really nice.
Too bad I can't experience it because I don't have VR.
Yeah, exactly. You need VR. Let's go look at hardware mod in the Steam store again, Steam Workshop, and see how we're going. 2,300 unique villagers. 1,170 current subscribers. Damn, okay. Well, let's just tell these guys, hey, so in our live stream, we added a lot of new features, including capture cards to come to a version near you. Lots of balancing. Processors have been fleshed out a little. And overall, everything is just more fun. Release to come sometime tomorrow. And now let's move on to Unity development, which means I'm going to have to go rename all of my stream stuff. Yeah, alright. The only problem with this system, right? The way that YouTube handles live streaming is that if you want to rename your stream, you need to start a new event. Because each thing is one YouTube video, right? That's like on one topic. They only expect you to do one topic at a time, I guess. Which, hey, that's fine for some people, but a little more.
Not you.
ADD. Graphics card companies now make capture cards, which relies on capture cards to be created first. So, now capture cards. The graphics card edition, because you need a graphics card to use a capture card. We're gonna say that, there we go, and push all of these changes to GitHub. And then, you know what? We'll move on to Unity. A little more fun. Because, hey, a real programming language is not much different from something in Software Inc. Turns out, right?
Yeah.
So let's, go over here. Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. There's no good way to do this. I just have to stop and restart with a new stream key in a different YouTube event. YouTube is not great when it comes to transitioning. I'll just pop the link to the new quote-unquote video down in the chat when we've got it back up to Unity.